Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If you haven't watched my video of the Grinch, go ahead and watch it. Here's just a few clips of what you're gonna see in that video, so don't forget to go check it out. For today's video, I'm gonna be showing you how I shape and file my nails from beginning to the end. So keep watching if you wanna see some of my filing techniques when it comes to filing long nails. This is gonna be my absolutely go-to drill bit for debulking the nail. Is the Pana taper barrel carbide bit in the style or in the grit fine. And the speed that I use for debulking is past medium. I don't really go or know how many RPMs that is. I just know that sometimes when you do it too slow, you can cause the drill bit to spin around the nail if you're doing, a surface debulking, and also it starts to get warm. So the faster you do it, obviously, the faster you're gonna debulk a nail and the less warm it gets. It's because of the friction. So for me, the very first step is cleaning up the edge of my nails and making sure all of the nails are the same size. It really isn't relevant, but this is what I do first before anything. After that, I do most of my filing by hand. I have a 180 grit file that I get at my local nail supply store, and I mainly use the rougher side. This is the way that I grab my file. If you can see, the end of the file is against my pinky or against the middle finger, and I also lay my file against my thumb, and I also make sure I am using my other fingers to hold my thumb, since I am applying a little bit of pressure against my thumb when I'm filing the sides. I do feel like the shape of your file matters a lot. As you can see, the other file is way smaller, almost half of the file that I like using. So you can still get a good grip of the file and everything. But to be honest, it's way more comfortable, and it's one of those things that you don't know until you try something else. This is the file that I used to use before, and that other one, and 0 out of 10, I do not recommend. I remember the file will bend in the middle of filing a set. It will bend because it was made out of some cheap material. It was not sturdy and hard like this one right here. So going back to the filing process, as you can see, I file the sides of my nails. Since I like to keep my application very neat and clean, when it comes to filing, it's not really that hard. But whenever the nails come out lumpy, this helps me a lot. I use the rougher side for everything pretty much. The top of the nail, the side of the nail, and that's what helps me achieve that smooth surface. As you can see, I'm filing the tip of the nail at an angle. This is something that I started doing not long ago. I like them to look as natural as possible. Look at that. That's an old photo of an old set that looks flat as a pancake. So I do feel like giving it that C curve at the edge, at the tip, does help the look. Let me know what are your thoughts on that. I know it's probably a little bit hard to see, but I'm still grabbing my file the same way I was grabbing it at the beginning. And I do this for all of my sets. I cannot grab the file like this, exactly like this. I cannot. I feel like it doesn't give me a good enough grip to be able to create that straight side on the nail. When cleaning up underneath the nail, I just make sure I don't cut my finger. I feel like when it comes to filing, to me, it's a very detailed process. I have to make sure I go back if I already filed the nail, but I end up checking it at the end and I feel like it needs some more filing. I'm gonna go in with the file again. And I only use my e-file when the nail is really lumpy, or when I do French tips and I need to expose the French. That's when I go in with my e-file. Did you see that? This is just to show you how much pressure I am applying. So in other words, the key to filing is in the pressure that you apply. Me personally, I cannot achieve that shape like that by gentle filing. No, I can't. But believe me when I tell you that it doesn't hurt. Not one bit. That's why I use my other fingers to hold my nail and then file it. Same if I was doing it to a person, I use my fingers to hold the nail and then I go in with my file. Like, don't get me wrong, all of that helps, the technique and everything, but I feel like the grit of your file is very important. I used to use a 180 grit file before as a beginner, and girls, that's not it. That was not it. That's for manicures. I don't know what I was doing shaping a Nextel set with a 180 grit file. That's too smooth for acrylic. That can only work if the nail was short. That's it. That's the only way. And now that I think about it, no wonder they were bending my files because the grid was a softer grid. But the more you know, the more you try, and you're gonna find what works best for you. Because even this, I can give you a lot of tips, but until you try it out, you can see for yourself if it's gonna work or not for you. Everything nails is trial and error. There's a ton of videos out there of different kinds of techniques on how people file their nails. And believe me, I tried them all and they don't work for me. So everyone's different. Until you try it, you have to figure out for yourself what works best for you. And I cannot stress this enough. The support that you give your nail when you're filing it, it's key, guys. Be aware that you can 100% cause lifting when filing your nail. Just think about it for a minute. If you apply too much pressure to the top of your nail without having any kind of support underneath, you're pretty much pushing down the nail, pulling down the nail, applying unnecessary pressure to your nail bed. But look at that side view, guys. I feel like all this time before my shaping got this good, I was lacking confidence. I was too shy to even go back and fix that one nail that looks lumpy. I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time, so I would just leave it like that pretty much. Here, I just want to show you that my pinky has a little bumps, not too big, but let me just show you how can I fix it with just my 80 grit file. And just a little side note, guys, I do use a dust collector on a daily basis, but when I'm recording, I feel like it takes up too much space. So as I was saying, my pinky came out a little lumpy, so I'm just trying to show you how I fixed that by just hand filing with 80 grit side of my file. Please, I want to know, let me know in the comment section, what grit file do you use for your acrylic sets? And look at that, perfect, fixed by just hand filing. And the reason why I don't like to use my e-file to debulk the nail is because I feel like it doesn't help me. To be honest, I feel like it creates more dents in the nail, more lumps. And I think mainly is because I am heavy-handed. So imagine you go in with your e-file, you have a heavy hand, obviously you're gonna create dents. And this is something that honestly only the people that have heavy hand will understand. Anyways, moving on to the C curve. These are the two drill bits that I use. The one on the right is the 5-in-1 drill bit from Pana as well. And the one on the left is the one that I was using at the beginning. And what I'm trying to show you here is that it really depends on how skinny your nail is at the tip when it comes to using one or the other. As you can see, this taper barrel bit is too big for how skinny the nails are because they are very long. So if I was to use that one, I wouldn't be only filing the center or the C-curve part. I will be filing the entire side of the nails and everything as well. If it was a square shape set, I can perfectly use that, but since it's coffin, I'm gonna have to use the skinnier bit. And the speed is always past medium. If you were to use it at a slower speed, what's gonna happen is that your bit is gonna get stuck on the acrylic. By going faster, you're gonna create a smooth, even C-curve, as you can see right here. And this is a personal choice. If you like your C-curve a little deeper, then, you know, go in more deep. I've seen plenty of people that leave it completely thin. I do not like it like that. I like to leave some type of thickness, but not too thick. And you can also use your e-file to create that angle on your nail. All you have to do is place your nail at an angle, your finger at an angle. In the same way, you go in with your e-file and automatically you're gonna have that really nice angle shape at the tip. And as you can see right here, I used the thicker side of my e-file and I created a little dent right there. So this is why it's so important to just literally keep it at the tip, using only the skinnier side of your drill bit. Mwah, chef's kiss. Look at that. This clip right here brought back a lot of memories. How I always think of this, and it's that I never in a million years imagined that my nails were gonna look like this. And I'm not even trying to be presumida or trying to show off, guys. I say this in the most humble way possible. Back to 2 years, this was something that I never imagined I could achieve anytime soon. And it makes me even more emotional now that I can share what I know with people. It just feels awesome being able to help. After I'm done with the shaping and everything, I go in with my e-file and go over my side walls, only the side walls. What I feel like this does is it helps bring all the shape together. I also feel like it helps a lot when your nails are starting to grow out. It helps your nail naturally grow straight, you know, as opposed to what you see right here. You can see that the side walls are a lot more chunkier when it grew out. After that, I just go over all of the nails, getting rid of any lumps that I might have at the cuticle area. Look at that one right there. If things can get stuck, if you drag your nail from the cuticle to the top of the nail and it gets stuck, that means you need to file a little more. here I go, filing one more time as if 10 times wasn't enough. But that's just how I am. It doesn't mean that you have to do it this way, but that's what I like to do. Check all angles, make sure I'm happy with my shape, and finish it up with some alcohol and a nail manicure brush. Honestly, there's always room for improvement, so if you ask me, there's still things that I want to fix, but I'm not gonna get into detail that much. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out, but you let me know, did this video help you or not? Leave me a comment and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.